Always a pleasure to talk to George St-Pierre, always a treat. He was in the news once again late last week. He was at a conference in Montreal talking about why he is unable to fight Michael Bisping on July 8th, and really shed a lot of light on the delay for that particular fight. And so obviously, once I found out that he opened up a little more about this, really wanted to have him on, and he is kind enough to join us once again. We are now being joined by the greatest welterweight of all time, one George St-Pierre. George, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Ariel. I hope you're doing well yourself.
Always doing well. Always great to talk to you, George. I appreciate the time very much. So, as I mentioned, late last week, you were at this conference in Montreal, and you opened up. And a lot of people are wondering, okay, this fight was announced against Michael Bisping. Why can't it happen in July? What's the delay? What's the reason? There's been all kinds of drama, all kinds of news, but we haven't heard much from you. And you talked about an eye injury. So what can you tell us? What are you feeling? What's going on with your eye?
You know, when the fight got announced, the press conference, we knew that we couldn't fight in the summer. UFC knew as well that I couldn't fight in the summer. They knew that I had an eye injury, but we still did the press conference, and I felt very uncomfortable during this whole time. You know, as an athlete, I wanted to tell what was going on, but you know, if you look at every sport, if you look at hockey, for example, when an athlete is injured, he never mentioned his injury. So he's injured in the upper body part or lower body part, or he doesn't say anything at all. He's got a cold. As athletes, for people that doesn't understand why, we don't want to talk about injury because this can be used against us. But now with this whole thing going on, it turns out to a very negative effect on me. So I needed to come out and tell the truth. I was talking with my agent. First, they advised me to not say anything, but then the more this thing was getting more and more negative, and as people thought I was like just willingly to not want. The people thought I didn't want to fight in the summer, and I was just joking. And I made them understand. I said, look, I got that on my chest, man. I need to say what's going on because it turns out to a very negative thing. Because I know people, you know, it's a business. People cannot afford to wait months, and they have a family to feed and everything. So I wanted to come out and say, and they advised me to not say anything. I understand why. But second, they say, like, yeah, you can talk about it. It's an eye injury. And it's a long healing process. I had a surgery done, and everything is okay. It's just I need to there is a lapse of time, minimum time that I need to wait before I go back and train, especially if I take a risk to get hit on my eyes. Because it can damage, because it's not my vision has not recovered 100% yet. It will be fine. Everything is fine. It's just I need to wait for the lapse of time that the doctor asked me to wait for, and it's in September I can start sparring again.
So you said that you told the UFC about this. Why were they so insistent on doing this press conference and trying to get you fight in July if they knew that you were dealing with the injury? I
don't know. Maybe it's a contractual reason. I have no idea. Even my agent and I were not very excited about that. We're like, it's better if we wait a little bit, you know. But they decided to do it. It was the first time, if you remember, that they announced a fight. I think it's the first time in history they announced a fight without a date.
Yeah,
that's for that reason, because we couldn't put a date yet because we didn't know. I didn't know that I was able to spar, when I would be able to spar. I knew the fight would definitely not happen in the summer. This I knew for sure, but I didn't know what. I knew it would be during the year, but I didn't know which month exactly when I could be back in competition.
Yeah,
and that's why.
Was it frustrating for you as this story kept, kind of going on and on and on, and then they were trying to get you to fight in July and the interviews and stuff? Were you thinking like, well, you knew about this? Because even when you were on my show after the press conference, you didn't talk about the eye, but you did say that you couldn't fight in the summer. You said you were hoping September, October. So why was there so much confusion?
It was frustrating because first the negotiation took a long time, to the point that at one point I almost lost hope. Then when we agree on everything. We agree on the opponent and everything. We shake hands and we sign and we agree on everything for the new contract. I was very happy. Unfortunately, when this happened in parallel, I had the bad luck that happened to me to my eyes, so I need to get surgery done, and so it's just a bad luck happening in the wrong time, and it sucked, But I believe it's for a good reason, It's an eye, You don't want to play with your eye. You don't want to be blind. You know what I mean? Health has always been my first priority, and then after his performance, but health is always going to be my priority.
Is there any doubt in your mind that you won't be able to fight again?
No, I believe it's fine. It's a matter of time.
Okay.
I need to, when you get an injury and when you get a surgery, you need a matter of time before everything heals. So I just need the time. When the window is past, I will be fine. But the earliest I could fight would be after October.
So
now I know I'm the target. Like the whole industry is going crazy.
Yeah.
There is Conor is out now. There's Conor McGregor. He's a target. He's the number one target because he's the biggest draw. He makes the most pay-per-view. So everybody want to fight Conor. Everybody want to fight Nate Diaz as well because he's the biggest draw. Everybody want to fight me. Everybody want to fight Nick Diaz. So I don't take it personal. People say, "Oh, he's a coward. He's a this, he's a that." I don't take it personal. It's business. People want me to turn. People want that I turn my eyes on them, to choose them, to fight them, so they're gonna make more money out of it. It's not a secret. People who knows the game, they know what's going on. But people who doesn't, they think, oh, he's a coward of this, and it's not normal for Michael Bisping. I understand the situation, but he's got a knee injury as well, and I'm still hoping that the fight will work. For me, Michael Bisping is the best opponent for me, because I always said that if I would come back, it would be to do something different that I haven't done yet, something that I've never done. And also, Bisping for me is the. I always said that if I come back, also it will be something that against someone that can elevate me, and that's for this reason I choose Michael Bisping. Also, he pay his dues in the organization. He never cheat. That was important for me. Someone that is loyal. He never cheat. Never use performance enhancing drugs. So for me, I'm proud to because it's always a risk. When you fight, you take a risk, So it's a win-win situation for me and for him.
Have you or your management been told personally that the Bisping fight is off? Because that there were some interviews where Dana White said, the fight's off, we're not doing the fight anymore. Yet it still seems like you and Michael Bisping are hopeful that the fight will happen later on this year. So have you been told otherwise?
No. I mean, it's just what I've heard in the news, but Dana is a very emotional person. He's a very, very emotional person. And I understand that you need to be emotional in this game. Like the way he is. Dana is the best. Like I said, he's the best promoter, pound for pound of all time. Man, he can sell you every fight. It's crazy. He's the best. He can sell you anything. Like he's so good at it. And I'm sure if he still want to make this fight, we can make it. It's up to him.
He said recently that you're going to fight next at welterweight. That's when you return. That's where he wants you to fight. Is that not accurate in your opinion?
I want to fight Michael Bisping.
Okay.
For me personally, that's the man I wanted to fight. As much as I respect him as an athlete, even though he's been very arrogant and cocky with me, I respect him as an athlete. But if I fight him, I'm gonna hurt him real bad. That's I can promise you.
Do you not like him anymore? Have you changed your thoughts on him?
But he said a lot of stupid stuff, And not that I don't like him, his business. After the fight is gonna be done, but I think I got some issues to resolve with him as it is right now.
And so, so the delay in telling people why you couldn't fight and the UFC didn't tell us, that led to a lot of middleweights being unhappy, as you may have heard. Like Luke Rockhold was unhappy. A lot of these guys came out, Anderson Silva. Was that strange for you, to hear all these people sort of complain? I mean, there should be such great excitement surrounding your return. And now you're kind of being blamed for holding up the division, and Bisping's being blamed. How are you reacting to all of this?
I understand their position. They're angry. Everybody is angry. And it's normal. But they're angry also because they want what I have. They want my status. They want the money, the banking account. They want the popularity. So by beating someone like Bisping or beating Bisping or beating me, they think they're gonna win that automatically. But it takes more than that. It takes a long time to build up stuff like that. If you're, for example, if you go in a autograph signing and you're an asshole to people, you don't give them attention, and in everyday life you're an asshole, you don't expect to have a nice fan base. You know what I mean? I think you need to stay authentic. People think it's just by winning a fight you're gonna be a star. It doesn't work like that. It helps, of course, the result helps, but it's if I make the success, it's because the success I have is because I've been working on over my life. It's hard sometimes. You try to be nice to people. You don't always have a nice day every day is life. But the fans that come to see you, they deserve you 100%. They deserve your attention 100%. And they deserve that you treat them with respect. And this is something that is very important. It's something that I have understand all my life. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was a big draw when I was fighting as a welterweight, and I still am. And that's something a lot of fighters they don't realize. It's only fighting and that's it. Your job doesn't stop at fighting. You're an entertainer. It's everyday life.
What happens, they're doing this interim middleweight title fight between Romero and Whitaker on July 8th. What happens if that fight happens and then they say, Michael, you have to fight the winner of that fight, and we're not doing the GSP fight anymore. We want him to fight a welterweight. What are you going to do then?
I don't know. In MMA, there's so many things happening. Yeah. It's up to Michael. If Michael wanna, as what I've heard, I think Michael Bisping is interesting of fighting me more than everybody else. And I'm more interesting of fighting him more than everybody else because we have each other. We have more to gain. It's a win-win situation. It's not only a win situation for UFC. It's a win-win situation for us. So we put a lot on the line. We can lose big, but we can win big as well. Mm-hmm. If I come back to fight anybody, I can lose big, but I win, but not as big as this. I try to come back to rewrite history to get the biggest fight as possible. And Michael Bisping, for me right now, is the guy that have the highest stock.
Is it because he's the champion? Like if they strip him of the belt for whatever reason, are you less interested in fighting him? The belt is an object. Of course, if you lose the belt, you lose the title. But for me, he's still the champion. He's the one that he works hard. He's a hard worker. He's a guy that pays his dues in the organization. He's got the most successful UFC career. He's got the most win, and he beat the best. So for me, right now, he's the main guy, and he represents another challenge. Something that I never attempt before to fight outside of my weight category. Uh-huh. And it's something that now I had time to try to put on some weight. I did. Of course, he's still going to be bigger than me. He's going to have the size advantage. But what I want to do during this fight is I want to prove that technique and skill can can beat size and strength. Yeah, he was even making fun of your physique. Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that picture. I'm like, it's disgusting. Oh my God! I'm like, and people are asking me, like, did you took this picture on purpose? I'm like, man, I have no idea when this picture came out. It's terrible. It's really bad. I have no idea. I must have been inhaling or whatever. It looked terrible, terrible. Like maybe the light make it look bad. I have no idea. It's crazy. It is really crazy.
So your belly isn't that big, is what you're saying, really?
No, okay. It's not. I just did a photo shoot this morning, and it's not. It's fine. I'm in the best shape of my life right now.
How much do you weigh right now?
I'm about 195, 197.
Do you want to get bigger before cutting, or?
Yeah, I'm actually bigger.
Okay.
I was 185 before, and now I'm 190, between 195 197. So I'm much bigger now. I gained 10 pounds. It's the first time in my life I got into a diet. I never dieted in my life before.
Wow.
I got into a specific diet. I spend money. I invest on training and everything just to gain weight for that particular fight. So for me, mindset, I was already mind to fight Michael Bisping. So that's why and the people who knows me, when I get minded on something, I'm very hard to distract. So that's why I shake hand. I was really minded on that. I was still thinking about strategy and stuff and visualization. Everything was focused on Bisping. That's why I wanted that fight so bad.
So when I got to the studio this morning, I actually received a text message from Tyron Woodley, the welterweight champion, and he said he wanted me to tell you this. Tell George, quit playing all of us. If he's coming back, come back. If not, you are a legend and retire great. Nobody got time for the emotional roller coasters. That's what Tyron Woodley wanted to say to you.
Oh, he's nice. I was expecting more something like, oh, you're a coward. You don't want to fight me. It's a nice thing for him. He's nice. This is nice.
Do you have any interest in fighting him?
This is a different song than what you have said in the earliest interview.
Yeah,
which is nice. I appreciate.
Do you have any interest in fighting him or not really?
Yeah, but I do. But now, like I said, I was focused on Bisping.
Yeah,
and it's nobody. I'm not afraid of nobody. There is things that I can gain from people and things that I can lose. People that are fighting to be successful in this business, it's not about who got the biggest balls. This is not what it's about. You need to always think about what this person can make you gain and what you can lose.
Yeah.
To gain by fighting Michael Bisping and fighting Tyron Woodley. I don't say that I don't want to fight him. I said, like, right now, my next move, I have much more to gain fighting Bisping. And Tyron Woodley is the champion. Now I don't know who he's going to fight next. He said he had another fight coming up, like a surprise fight. Maybe his stock will go high. And maybe after I'm fighting Bisping, maybe I will be like, no, now it's time I go back welterweight and I fight Tyron Woodley, and I go back and I fight Tyron Woodley when he's champion, if he's still champion, and if he's still champion, he beat another guy, his stock will go high,
Yeah.
It's that's how it works, this you never know what's going to happen in this business, like if you look at the biggest draw, Conor McGregor, he didn't become Conor McGregor in one day. He came in after a few wins. I think he really exploded after his win with Jose Aldo. You never know. Maybe his next fight, Woodley, would be an amazing fight, and then boom, like people, his stock will explode. And he will be the man. Will be the man to beat. That everybody want his place. Yeah, and that's how it goes in this business. It's not you need to, if you want to be successful, that's how it works, You say, what can I gain from this and what can I lose? I'm aware of what can I lose. I want to see what can I gain.
Not that long ago, you were at Madison Square Garden to watch a hockey game, and you tweeted something like, oh, maybe, I'll fight here. And I know that they're planning on coming back November 4th. That's the plan right now. Does that make most sense for you? Would you like your return fight to be at MSG in November?
Man, when I went to see the hockey, all the people in MSG, they all came to see me. All the director, all the people that are in the marketing, they all came to see me. They say, hey, November, I want you to fight here. I want you to come and fight in MSG. So right away, I couldn't stop thinking about Michael Bisping and I fighting in MSG. I thought for me, that would be the best scenario. I don't know how it sounds to you and how it sounds to the fans, but I think it would be a nice scenario. But when it happened at the time, people didn't know. Like I was advised to not talk about my eyes and my eye injury and everything, and it was very bothering me. This whole thing.
Yeah. Do you regret the way it all happened? In hindsight, do you wish that the press conference never happened, that you were able to just come out and say what's going on, your timeline, your injury, so that none of this would have happened the last few months?
I am a fighter. I'm an athlete. I have people, I have a team. Everybody has advisors, and I was advised to not talk about it, to not talk about my injury. As an athlete, you don't want to talk about these things.
Sure.
If you know about it now, it's because this whole thing became out of proportion, and it turns out to a very negative thing. We all have, as athletes, all have injuries sometimes, and we don't want to talk about this, because it gives you a weaknesses, something that your opponent can exploit, and for your image also as your brand, you don't want to talk about injuries. That's something that you don't want people to be aware of, and that's, if I talk about it, it's because I didn't have a choice.
Do you feel like you need to talk to Dana White, because he said he was not going to wait for you anymore and he was getting frustrated? Do you feel like you need to clear the air with him, or is that not necessary?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess I should. I guess I should talk to him. But things with Dana is hard, sometimes, because I have people that their job is public relation and how they deal with the UFC people, and sometimes all the stuff that I heard from Dana is from the reporter. So stuff that I hear all the time are with the reporter. So it explode like a bomb. That I don't know. You know what I mean? So I guess it's the same thing for him on his side. But he has. I think he's in contact with one of my agent, Nick, and he's in good contact with him, and that's how they talk. But maybe now it would be that time, I guess. I don't know. But
to be clear, you didn't know when he came out and said that the fight was off. They hadn't told you yet, right? You found out like all of us via the media.
No, but to his own defense, I put him. We put a video saying that he couldn't fight before November, before the end of October. So he could, you know what I mean. So maybe that's why this whole thing happened. Maybe we thought it would be a good thing to do that, but maybe I don't know. Like I said, is the way that's sometimes when we talk to UFC, it's really business related too. Yeah. So you need to. Before we talk to UFC, we need to talk to my advisors and say what they think or what we should say, what we should not say. This whole thing is a freaking game, like that's how it is. That's how it is, man. This is a business, fighting now. I started doing it. It was fun. Then it was competition. It was now it's for business, and that's how people should. That's how people should treat it. For sure, it's a business. It's the same thing for everyone.
And so, to be clear, once and for all, you want to fight again. You're planning on fighting again this year, October, November, and you want to fight Michael Bisping. Is that all accurate?
Yeah. No. It can't be in October. It has to be in November.
Sorry, November.
Yes. And November 1 is the earliest I can do.
Okay, and that's still the plan. You want to fight this year. It wasn't to make an announcement, sponsors, all this stuff. You are very committed to fighting.
Yeah, we were talking about Michael Bisping, and I was happy. When I met with Dana, we talked about Michael Bisping. It's a long time ago, and that was the plan. That was the guy that I agree on fighting, and he agreed to fight me. And like I said, it was a win-win situation, and it was the fight that I was excited to have.
And is there any chance, lastly for me, is there any chance that if they take away the Bisping fight, is there a chance you don't fight again? Like, is it all about Bisping and that challenge and the belt and all that? If they really force you and stand their ground, could this be the end?
I don't think so. I do not know. I don't know. Need to talk to UFC and see what's gonna happen.
Okay.
I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
I always said if I come back, it needed to be a fight that excites me, a fight that can elevate me, that can, you know what I mean. So we'll see. Things change in MMA fast. But on the other hand, I'm 36. I just turned 36, so I need to make a move soon. Sure. When my eyes get fine, I need to make a move, and I need to make a move soon.
By the way, did you see?
One thing I can tell you for sure, Ariel. One thing I can tell you for sure that if I'm at one fight for retiring for good. This is, I can tell you for sure. If I come back and I lose, this is it for me.
Really?
Yes, this is it for me. If I come back and I lose, it's finished.
Why?
This I can tell you for sure. Because it's over. I don't want to hang. I sell out of fire. I don't want to hang there to become a punching bag for the younger people. I do not believe I'm going to lose. I think I'm at my best. My trainer think I'm at my best. If I come, I put a lot on the line. And I know that if I come back, it's because I believe I'm a much better version than what I was, and I want to go back to another shot and rewrite history. But if down the road I lose, I pass the torch. It's over. It's finished.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
It's a lot of pressure, and that's why I will be fighting at my best, because I will be fighting like there is no tomorrow.
Wow. That gave me goosebumps.
That's when I'm at my best. When I'm fighting like there is no tomorrow, that's when I'm at my best.
So your next loss, that's it?
That's it. That's all I'm out.
Wow. And you're not prepared to end it anymore.
Look at my record. My record speaks for itself. I don't lose very often, so I could be there for a while as well. I don't know.
By the way, is it true that you told the conference in Montreal on Friday that during your time away you partied like you've never partied before?
Yeah, it's true. I live my life, man. It's true. I live my life.
You live a good life.
It's not like I was sitting down. I was training, but I party and train. I had pleasure. I traveled the world. I had a great time. Yeah.
But you're done with the partying.
Yeah, I live the life.
No more partying for now.
I always party. You always try to mix pleasure and business, you know. So that's the key of life. That's my loss of success.
That's right. One of the greatest moments in the history of this show is when you said that there are 3 things that you love in life. Do you remember when you said that?
Yes.
Do you remember what they were?
Of course I do.
Dinosaurs? Women?
And violence.
I love it. One of the greatest lines in the history of this show. I love that line. Amazing. And are there still just 3, or have you added to those?
But there's 3 for now.
Okay. By the way, George, last thing for you. Rory McDonald, did you see his debut in Bellator? And were you impressed? Were you happy for your friend?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's the best he ever looked.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him. He signed a new, very lucrative contract. Good move for him. I'm very happy. He's more happy now than ever. I saw him yesterday in training. He looked amazing. And I believe in his fight, he looked very elegant. Fearsome, very, very, like incredibly sharp. Like it was great to see that. You know, the best Rory, I think, is coming back. You know,
I agree 100%. It was great to see as well. George, we appreciate you coming on as always. Thank you so much for the time. I hope the eye heals up very quickly and that we finally get to see you fight. And I want to see it at Madison Square Garden. I think that's the perfect venue for your return. Madison Square Garden, you versus Michael Bisping. Let's see it happen. So I wish you the best. And thank you for coming on and clearing the air a little bit. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Ariel. Thanks for everybody. And I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, all the best to you. There he is, the one and only George St-Pierre, one of the greatest of all time, the greatest welterweight champion of all time, the greatest welterweight of all time.